Good morning, fathers of daughters. This is FRB Martin, and welcome to another live stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, fathers. All fathers are welcome, regardless of your ethnic group, background, and or culture. All right, fathers, we have another good live stream today. Welcome you all. Mi amigos, bienvenido, aquí. Hoy, gracias. Appreciate you for attending, being supportive. All right, fathers, what we're going to be talking about today is time waits for no one. The reason I came up with that title is I want to talk about our baby girls' birth to 18 years of age and their milestones. You know, fathers, in my book, Daddy's Girls, which can be purchased at Amazon.com, I talk about the 3 stages of development for our daughters: birth to 10, 11 to 13, and then 14 to 18 years of age. That's how I've broken it down, fathers, as far as the stages of development for our baby girls. And with each of those stages, fathers, we're going to have challenges in each stage of development of our baby girls. Birth to 10, amazing stage of development for our baby girls, because the first 10 years, we've got to get it right, fathers. We have to be engaged. We have to be consistent. We have to be available. We have to be attentive. We have to validate. And with that being said, fathers, this is an opportunity for all dads, birth to 10 years of age, to show our daughters how to love themselves on the inside, not the outside. We direct them, we show them, we bring them protection and safety. You know, fathers, that birth to 10 years of age stage is an amazing stage of development for our baby girls, because pretty much from being born babies to watching them grow and develop into pre-teen adults, it's quite amazing. Going to school, watching them grow, watching them choose their likes and dislikes, just watching their personalities develop, watching them mature, because we know 11 to 13, that's when they start puberty. And of course, 11 to 13, that's another stage of development, fathers. Takes us to a whole different spectrum and a whole different level of appreciation for our baby girls. 11 to 13 is when they get to middle school, and that's when they will have challenges in middle school, because it's the transition from birth to 10 to 11 to 13. That transition, it's a big one. And then we end up with 14 to 18 years of age once they get to high school. And by the time our baby girls get to high school, fathers, they're pretty much doing their own thing. Yes, they still need us and they need us to support them, but they have their own ideas. They're pretty much formed at this point. They still need our guidance as fathers. So that's what I want to discuss today, fathers. And I've got 4 excellent videos. Grow that YouTube channel. I am here for all fathers, regardless of your ethnic group, background, and or culture. I believe that all fathers need to have a great relationship with their baby girls. So what I do here, this is my way of giving back to all fathers, is I provide educational, informational resources through instruction, right? We look at data, we look at statistics, we look at solutions. We also look at visual aids. I appreciate YouTube because everything can be found on YouTube. Anything you can think about, topic, how to, whatever it is you're interested in, there may be a video that's available. If it doesn't exist on YouTube, chances are it doesn't exist, but that's okay because you could always make your own videos, fathers. Okay, so fathers, sit back. I want you to relax today. I want you to enjoy these videos that I'm going to share with you. They're 4 great videos. I just believe that when I do my research, I come across hundreds of videos. So I have to narrow them down. And what I try to do each and every week when I present live streams is I try to give you 4 to 8 good videos. I normally try to keep them under 5 minutes so they can make a good impact on fathers. But the purpose of the videos are to help you stay focused and also have you process. They're going to challenge you at times, fathers. They may have you challenging yourselves. That's okay. The good thing about visual aids is we could take this information and we could look at it over and over and over again. I don't do a lot of talking. I don't believe in doing a lot of talking. What I do believe in using are visual senses, because visualization, I believe, will help us become better fathers. I believe that when we have something in front of us that is being explained from other people, it could provide a different perspective. It could have us think about things we never thought about, fathers. Okay? So that's what Grow Dad YouTube channel is all about. I feel blessed and I'm appreciative, right? Because I believe in all fathers. We do have a fatherless epidemic in the United States of America. So fathers, I'm just doing my part. I'm giving back. You know, I have 4 adult daughters, 36, 30, 26, and 24. They're adult women. They're amazing women. So at this transition in my life, I'm 59 years of age. I'm just giving back now. And I have a great relationship with my adult daughters. So this is just my way of giving back. And I can explain a lot of things to fathers that are going through birth to 10, 11 to 13, 14 to 18. And like I said, feel free. My book, Daddy's Girls, it is in the description. Feel free to go to Amazon.com, purchase it, because my book is complimentary of my videos and my live streams. So that's how I get down, fathers. And once again, like I said, welcome. Okay, fathers, let's take a look at the very first video, okay? It's on developmental milestones of our children birth to 5 years of age. It's about a 13-minute video. It's a great video, and I'm glad I came across it. So I'm going to share it, fathers. Give me a second to set it up. Okay, fathers, this is video number 1.
Developmental Milestones by Dr. Hodges and Dr. Shagrin. Learning Objectives. At the end of this video, the viewer will be able to understand the importance of monitoring child development, explain the difference between developmental surveillance and developmental screening, and identify the major milestones from birth to 5 years of age. Introduction. Child development is central to the practice of pediatrics. It begins at conception and continues into adulthood. Prenatal development falls outside the scope of this video, but a child's in utero development will impact his or her life course, particularly if she is exposed to substances, born prematurely, or affected by abnormal embryologic development. Overall, there's an increasing awareness of how profoundly maternal health can impact fetal and child development. After birth, a child then progresses through subsequent stages of skill acquisition, which pediatricians like to call developmental milestones. Knowledge of what is happening and why at various stages help us support and foster the growth of each individual child, and to be able to recognize potential delays in development that might indicate a developmental concern. Early recognition and initiation of therapy is instrumental to address and treat developmental delays. For these reasons, developmental surveillance and screening are essential components of pediatric visits. Developmental surveillance is a term used for the skilled observations made by the pediatrician of a child and their family that takes into account parental concerns and the child's developmental history. Developmental surveillance is ideally performed by every pediatrician at every visit. Developmental screening is a term for the use of a standardized, objective measure that is given to the parent to assess development. Developmental screening is recommended at least 3 times, at 9, 18, and 24 months. Autism-specific screening with the modified checklist for autism in toddlers is typically performed at both 18 and 24-month visits. Other screening tools, such as the parent's evaluation of developmental status, can also be given at each well-child visit. A child with one predictive concern is 8 times more likely to have needs eligible for services, such as speech or occupational therapy. If 2 concerns, the child is 20 times more likely to be eligible for services. Now that you have a brief overview of the importance of monitoring child development, let us follow the development of one child, acknowledging that we are only hitting the surface of all that is happening at each age, but attempting to give you high-yield points you should know. As you work to learn these milestones, consider why development is occurring at each stage and how achieving a milestone allows the child to eventually move on to the next stage of development. Milestones fall into the categories of language, social, emotional, motor, and cognitive development. Newborn to 1 month. A newborn infant spends most of her time eating and sleeping. She should alert to sound, suck in a coordinated fashion, and fix her gaze on a face. The newborn cries to make her needs known, and ideally, these needs are met by the caregiver. Discuss with caregivers how newborns learn by hearing parents speak to them and examining their faces. This is a good time to talk about attachment and to promote the important role of the new parent in a child's development. Following the newborn visit, the child visits the pediatrician at 2, 4, and 6 months. What should that child be doing? 2 months. At 2 months, she is lifting her head when prone. She now has a social smile, can track horizontally with her gaze, and can stay alert for longer periods of time. 4 months. At 4 months, the child wants to engage with her environment more. This is how she will learn and gain motor skills. To allow that to happen, the atonic neck reflexes fade at 4 months and allows her to roll from front to back. She is making sounds to communicate, laughs, and orients to a parent's voice. Cognitive skills are gained through sensory motor exploration, so she loves looking around at the environment. At this point, she can bring her hands to midline, and her fist will hold onto a toy tightly that she then might put in her mouth. Now that a child is rolling, falls are more of a risk. Advise parents to never leave a baby unattended on a bed or couch. 6 months. At 6 months, she masters the ability to sit with support and begins to babble with consonants. She reaches for caregivers and for toys and will transfer a toy from one hand to the other. She is really eager to explore, and all of her primitive reflexes should be gone. Persistent primitive reflexes beyond 6 months is a red flag and warrants further evaluation. It is a good time to start child-proofing the home as the child is starting to move around more and explore the environment. 9 months. At 9 months, sitting is getting boring, and she needs to pull to stand and cruise as she prepares to walk. She will now turn her consonant sounds into mama or dada, non-specifically. She can use an immature pincer grasp to explore items or to pick up simple foods and put them in her mouth. She can turn the pages in a board book. Cognitively, she realizes that when she drops something, it doesn't just vanish, but objects have permanence. Thus, she is also developing emerging separation anxiety, realizing that mama and dada still exist even though they aren't in the room. Since the child is picking up smaller objects, this is a good time to discuss choking risks. This also is the time for talking about separation anxiety. 12 months. As she reaches a year, her mama and dada are applied to the correct person. She will also form at least one other word. She realizes that sounds and gestures can tell other people what she wants, and a point will emerge. She should begin to pair that point with eye contact and a sound or word to let others know she wants that toy. This is joint attention. She takes her first independent steps. She can also pick up small objects with a more developed pincer grasp, adding to her ability to learn and explore in sensory motor fashion. She can understand simple commands with a gesture like, "Come here." Hand preference before age 1 is a red flag, as this might indicate decreased strength or tone on one side, suggesting an underlying neurologic deficit. Another red flag is minimal response to name. 15 months. She refines her early language, motor, and cognitive skills by expanding to a 3 to 6 word vocabulary, pointing not only to show what she needs, but also just to share her interest and showing things to her parents. She is more able to feed herself with a spoon and can use a cup. She is refining her walking skills, stoops and recovers, and also likes to scribble, so keep the markers away from the furniture. It's a good time to discuss how to handle tantrums. These are a normal way that a child can express her sense of independence. No words and no pointing are red flags at this age. 18 months. Her vocabulary is doubling. She can now say between 5 to 10 words while doing plenty of jargoning. She is using her pointing ability to label at least one body part in addition to pointing to show someone what she wants. Now that she is making all of these gains, she starts using her language and motor skills to imitate those around her, often trying to help out around the house. You might find her stacking 3 blocks or starting to run. Red flags at 18 months include not pointing to show things to others, can't walk, not imitating, not gaining new words, or not noticing when caregiver leaves or returns. 24 months. 2 years is a big time. She really wants to increase her independence. So what does she need to do? She is putting 2 words together. She has about 50 words to choose from, but only 50% understood by others. She is following 2-step commands and going up and down stairs 2 feet at a time while holding onto a railing. She is feeding herself with 2 utensils, a spoon and a fork, and jumping with 2 feet off the floor and realizes that 2 kids playing in parallel is pretty nice. She is turning thin pages and drawing lines. Her block tower has doubled to 6 blocks high. Red flags at 2 years include not using 2-word phrases, for example, drink milk, not knowing what to do with common things such as a brush, spoon, or phone, not imitating actions or words, not following simple instructions, not walking steadily, or losing skills she once had. 3 years. At her next birthday, she has places to go, such as up or down stairs with alternating feet or via pedaling a tricycle. She is drawing circles, and her cube tower has tripled to 9 blocks high, and she can build a 3-block bridge to add to her castle. She is using pronouns correctly, and thankfully, a stranger can understand 75% of her language, which consists of 3-word sentences. She can put on her shoes and undress herself, and brush her teeth with help. She knows her name and age and can name colors. She is interacting in group play and taking turns. Play becomes more imaginative as children seek to understand the world around them and explore it with other children. She is most likely toilet trained during the day. Red flags at 3 years old that should be noted include not playing pretend or not playing with other children, falling frequently, no 3-word phrases, and repetitive behaviors. 4 years. Her drawing skills now include a 4-sided square or a cross, and she can hop on 1 foot. She can manipulate buttons. She is fully understood by strangers and is answering what and when questions. She knows how to follow the rules in a game or in play such as a simple board game. She knows at least 4 colors. Red flags at 4 years old include difficulties with feeding, sleep, or toileting, speech is not clear, not following 3-part commands, or not speaking in short sentences. 5 years. As she prepares to enter kindergarten, she is skipping and tying her shoes. She can draw a triangle and print her first name. She draws a person with the head and body parts, and she knows her left from her right. She is ever curious, asking questions about what a word means or why we do things. She can follow a 3-step command and knows her address, birthday, and phone number. She answers more complex why questions. She can name the alphabet and count to 10. Red flags to look out for 5 years include cannot perform basic tasks independently, such as getting dressed, difficulty attending to an activity for more than 5 minutes, not talking about daily activities or experiences, or extreme behavior, unusually fearful, aggressive, shy, or sad. Summary. As you can see, child development is an ongoing, nuanced process. We hope that this video introduces you to some of the key milestones with which you should be familiar, but more importantly, to why these milestones are important. Thank you for watching this video on developmental milestones.
Okay, fathers, what are your thoughts? Excellent video. I want to share that with you, fathers, on the developmental milestones, birth to 5 years of age. You know, fathers, for me personally, that was the best stage of development for me. Birth to 5, actually, like birth to 7. And because you get to see your baby girls change every day, you know, and the interaction that we get to have with them when they're little girls and just how they're learning. And I'm providing this information to fathers because we need to be active and participate in the development of our daughters. You know, we need to be attending the doctor's appointments or their yearly pediatrician appointments. When they're babies, we need to be changing their diapers. We need to be feeding them. It's a natural instinct for the mothers because they're nurturers. We understand that. But as fathers, you could be hands-on. There's no need to be timid with the baby. You're learning, right? And like I said, having 4 baby girls, I jumped in. I had to jump in and I had to learn. I had to learn how to comb their hair. I bathed all of my daughters until they were about 5 or 6. And, you know, just the intimacy that's involved with your baby girls on a daily basis that you're going to have with them, the attentiveness of fathers with their baby girls. We're their first love dads. So they're going to be looking to us for protection and safety amongst a lot of other things, right? We are their heroes. So we have to enjoy this particular stage, birth to 10, because it doesn't last long. It does not last long. Let me tell you, fathers, when I look at my adult women today, I'm just thinking to myself, I remember when they were all born, being in the delivery room. They're all adult women now. It's just crazy to me how quick time goes by. This is why I named this live stream Time Waits for No One, because time doesn't wait for anyone. Our baby girls are going to be developing every day. So we have to utilize the time that we have with them, fathers, and we have to take advantage of that time because we're never going to get it back. So I want to encourage all fathers to be directly hands-on with their baby girls. And it's a journey, but enjoy the journey, fathers, because it's a great journey. All right. Okay, fathers, that was the first video. Let me get the second one set up.
And now it's
Okay, fathers, this is video number 2. This video is talking about how to deal with a stubborn child. I had a stubborn child. My youngest, Cheyenne, bless her heart, she was a stubborn child. Yes, she was. She only listened to her daddy. She would not listen to anybody else. She didn't. Oh my God, that child. She was quite the challenge. Not for me, but for her mother, her sisters, and everybody else, her grandparents. My baby girl, my baby child, she was a challenge for most people. So I understand what it is to have a stubborn child. Okay, fathers, here's video number 2.
And now it's time for another Wellness 101. How to deal with stubborn children. Presented by St. Luke's University Health Network. Hey guys, Mr. Wellness here, and today we're talking about the stubbornness of our children. From an outsider's perspective, it can be easy to be judgmental when witnessing a parent-child meltdown. But the truth is, we've all been there before. For some of us, dealing with a difficult child unfortunately happens more frequently than others. But fear not, my frustrated friends, Wellness 101 is here to help. Step 1. Take care of yourself. Please listen carefully when I say this. You're no good to others if you're not good to go yourself. That's a stone cold fact. Remember, your child feeds off your behavior, and remaining calm is critical, even in the toughest of situations. If you're tired, overworked, or hungry, your ability to handle the stress of an unruly child will nosedive dramatically and can make keeping calm almost impossible. It's important to make sure that you eat healthy, get enough rest, and manage your stress levels with exercise and mindfulness practices to ensure you're at your best for both you and your child. Step 2. Routine. Like it or not, children thrive on routine. Having a routine can bring your child a sense of comfort and normalcy, which will decrease those outbursts of anger and frustration. Some examples of good routines include getting ready in the morning, bath time, and bedtime. If your child knows what to expect day in and day out, they'll be less likely to stray from the program. Step 3. Take preventative measures. Use the knowledge you've gained from your child's previous meltdowns to predict and avoid future blow-ups. If you know your little one is grumpy or tired, it's probably not the best time to make that run to the store. Try to get your child to do the things you want them to do when they're most energetic and in a good mood to avoid confrontations. But if you need to go somewhere and you must bring your child, bring items that could help if a meltdown arises, like a snack, a toy, or even a tablet. It's survival time, folks. Sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do. Step 4. Get some space. If your child's behavior has gotten you so frustrated that you feel like you're going to explode, it's time to get some space. Most feelings of frustration last about 90 seconds once you've removed yourself from the situation. It's much easier to parent when you're calm and focused. This will also stop you from saying things you don't mean out of frustration. Just make sure that your child is in a safe place before you take your break. Otherwise, you're liable to come back to an even bigger mess if you're not careful. Step 5. Appropriate consequences. When our children break important rules like hurting others or disregarding their own safety, it's our responsibility to instill consequences to hinder them from repeating that same behavior. However, choosing appropriate consequences in the heat of the moment is not that easy. Know in advance what works, like a timeout, push-ups, or restricted screen time privileges. But regardless of what you choose, be consistent and do not break, no matter what. Otherwise, your child's behavior issues will continue. Folks, bottom line, there are no concrete rules when it comes to raising kids, and every child is different. If anyone knows their child best, it's you. However, if their behavior feels like it's beyond your scope and you're still having a difficult time getting through to your willful tyke, don't be afraid to reach out to your St. Luke's pediatrician, who can help your child get the extra help and treatment they need. Raising kids takes a village, and St. Luke's wants to be part of yours. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more Wellness 101.
Okay, fathers, I appreciate that video. I love the perspective of dealing with stubborn children from a wellness perspective. I really like that. And I really appreciate it because I think it's more of a buy-in for parents because parents need to buy in, right? And I can tell you with my stubborn child, Cheyenne was the baby of 4 girls. She was my child. She didn't have any behavioral issues. She just was going to do things her way. And she drove her mother nuts. She really challenged her mom. Cheyenne she listened to me. I would look at her and she'd fall in line. So I never raised my voice at my daughters, and I never had to discipline my daughters. I never did. Birthday 18. And I had a different perspective though, because I was a state juvenile probation officer and working in K-12 education. So I had an opportunity to work with my daughters on a holistic, different level than most parents would, because I was dealing with troubled kids in the criminal justice system every day. So what I saw in the criminal justice system, there was no way I was going to allow that impact on my daughter. So I had a totally different perspective. What I love about the wellness piece, though, is this specifically that my daughter Cheyenne, her biggest thing, she loved her sleep. And it was funny in the mornings. I would normally, before I took my daughters to school in the primary grades, I'd wake them up about 5:30 in the morning. I'd have to start working on Cheyenne about 5, give her about 30 minutes, because that child, she just would not wake up. We laugh about it today, but that child, she wouldn't get up, man. And so I had to give her an extra 30 minutes to find herself. And I just think this, like I said, it's an excellent video, because I found what worked with my stubborn child is to just give her space and give her leads, because she was going to do it her way. So I wasn't fighting that. I wasn't trying to change that. I adjusted and I made adjustments, and it worked out fine. And like I said, her sisters, her older sisters, and her mom, she challenged them. Trust me, she did. She actually was my daughter that started walking the fastest as well. She started walking at 9 months because she was the baby. So she was trying to hang out with her sisters and, trying to do everything they did. So it was just a trip. One day she just popped up at 9 months and was just walking. I was like, okay, all righty, that's what's happening. So, once again, fathers, excellent video. And, fathers, always do your own research as well. There's a ton of resources for us dads, and it doesn't make any sense for us not to do our own research. It's available and it's there. We have way more tools today than I ever had raising my baby girls. So take advantage of what's in front of you with the resources that are available, dads. We all have cell phones, we all have computers, tablets, whatever our technology is, we now have access to YouTube and other resources that are out there for us. So there's no excuse and there's no reason not to know and not to be on the forefront of the rearing of our baby girls. Okay, fathers, that was video number 2. This is video number 3 coming up. Give me an opportunity to get it together. Okay, fathers, this is video number 3, and it is talking about steps to keeping our daughters and maintaining their health, keeping them healthy, which is very important. Diet is a huge part of our daughters' success. It's a huge part of their moods. It's a huge part of how they're going to move, right? I know when I was a dean of students in middle school and high school, we had programs where kids, the schools I worked at, Denver Public Schools, they got to come to school and eat for free in the morning. So a lot of kids came to class early to eat. And it was a beautiful thing, because that's an opportunity to build relationships with children. So we have to make sure they're nutrient efficient, not nutrient deficient. We have to make sure our baby girls are always nutrient efficient. So that's what we're doing. And we got to make sure they are healthy. That's on us, fathers. We have to make sure, and we have to participate. With my own daughters, I'm a grill guy. I love the grill. I grilled all their food when they were little girls. My daughters will tell you today they think I'm the best cook in the world because I grilled all their food. I made sure they had all the 4 basic food groups with each and every meal that I prepared for them. So my daughters have great appetites. They're healthy girls. They grub. Trust me. Them sisters could put away some food today. So this is the next video, fathers.
This presentation has information about practicing 5210 every day for your health and well-being. If you have any questions about this program, talk with your healthcare provider. What is 5210? Well, 5210 helps you remember to eat healthy, fit in more physical activity and exercise, and drink less sugar. The number 5 stands for eating more fruits and vegetables. Eating fruits and vegetables helps provide your body with vitamins and minerals, which are very important for your growth and health. You can fit more fruits and vegetables into your life. Don't be afraid to try it, mix it, and slice it. Follow the 3-bite rule and try at least 3 bites of each vegetable or fruit you eat. Did you know it can take 7 to 10 tries before you like a new food? You can also dip fruits and vegetables in low-fat dressings, yogurt, or even peanut butter. Go ahead and try it. Add fruits and vegetables to the foods you already enjoy. Add vegetables to your pizza, soup, or noodles. Add fruits to cereals and other breakfast foods. Go ahead and mix it. Having vegetables and fruits already cut into small pieces or sliced can help make it easier to eat healthier because they are ready to grab as you go about your busy day. And if you prefer crunchy over soft foods, it's best to eat fruits and vegetables fresh or lightly steamed. The number 2 stands for lessening your time in front of screens, such as a television, computer, cell phone, or an electronic game. This is hard in a world that has many computer and electronic devices, but lessening your time in front of screens can help you live a healthier life. To help lessen your television watching, don't watch television or get on your computer or phone until after you have finished your homework and chores. Also, don't watch television when you eat. Make meals family time and talk about your day. It can be helpful to use a timer to help keep track of how much time is spent in front of a screen. It can also be helpful, educational, and fun to make television watching a family activity. Family members can talk to each other about the program being watched and ask questions and share points of view. Number 1 stands for getting at least 1 hour of physical activity every day. Moving 1 hour every day helps you feel better, keep a healthy weight, and strengthens your heart. Physical activity or exercise also makes the total you stronger. There are lots of fun ways to move about. You can go on walks with your family, play with your pet, take a bike ride, dance, jump rope, walk or run, rollerblade, hike, snowshoe, or make snow angels. Moderate physical activity includes doing things where you breathe hard, like hiking or dancing, while vigorous physical activity means doing things where you sweat a lot, such as running or playing soccer. It's important to do both types of activity every week. The number 0 is for drinking water and low-fat milk instead of drinks with lots of sugar, such as soda or pop or energy drinks. Although soda and pop might taste yummy, it gives no nutrients to your body. Water is an important fuel for your body. Drinking low-fat milk is also a better choice than drinks sweetened with sugar. Always remember, water and low-fat milk are the best choices for a healthier you. You can drink more water. Even small changes can help. Keep bottled water nearby. Drink water instead of soda or pop. And drink water whenever you are thirsty. Doing these things can help you drink more water every day. To add flavor to your water, you can add fruits such as lemon, lime, or orange wedges. Everyone can practice 5210. You don't have to do it alone. You can get your friends and family involved by practicing together. Remind each other to eat 5 fruits and vegetables. Keep your screen watching to 2 hours or less. Get up and move with physical activity at least 1 hour a day. And don't drink sugary drinks. Practice 5210 every day for a healthier and stronger you. If you have any questions about the content of this program, talk with your healthcare provider.
Okay, fathers, another excellent video. Whenever I get comments, I share them, so I'm going to share this comment. Yesenian Edmondson, that is my cousin. She is married to my first cousin, Ken Edmondson Jr. So that's my cousin, Yesenia. She's from Nicaragua. ¿Qué pasó, prima? ¿Cómo estás, prima? ¿Cómo te sientes, mi amor? Bienvenido en aquí hoy. Gracias. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you for your comment. Love you, girl. ¿Por qué eres muy, muy hermosa, mi amor? ¿Por qué? Ah, all right. Thank you, cousin. Gracias. Okay, fathers. So another excellent video. And, like I said, the healthy eating of our daughters is critical. We have to make sure that their meals are nutritional, efficient, and balanced. Because let me tell you, once they go to schools, not so much in elementary schools, but when they get to middle schools and high schools, the majority of middle schools and high schools have vending machines. That's going to be a problem. It's definitely going to be a problem because so many of these schools, that's how they make extra money for extracurricular activities. So they allow vending machines in their buildings, and most of the vending machines, they are not healthy. A lot of potato chips, a lot of snack foods. You don't have healthy foods in these vending machines. Trust me. And kids, one of the things I know when I was a dean of students, they would buy hot potato chips after hot potato chip. They would put hot sauce on hot potato chips. It's crazy. Their diets, but that's what kids are going to purchase, a lot of them. So we have to make sure, fathers of daughters, that we take care of their nutritional needs at home. My daughters, I made their lunches for them every day, kindergarten to 8th grade. Once they got to high school, they all have money. My daughters were given $50 a week each once they got to high school for lunch. But kindergarten to 8th grade, my daughters, I made their lunches because I had to make sure they were going to eat correctly and that their nutritional needs were being met. They didn't need a lot. We didn't need a lot of junk in the Martin household. So yes, another excellent video, and really appreciate it. So, all right, fathers, I have one more video, and then we are going to wrap up this live stream. Thank you, fathers. Okay, fathers, this is the last video. Video number 4. This video, fathers, is going to be discussing our children's puberty. Once again, from another pediatrician, doctor. So all the resources, all videos that are shared today, they're in the description as well. And like I said, fathers, always feel free to do your own research. Always. It's a good thing. Okay, fathers, here we go with video number 4.
In this lecture, we're going to discuss normal and delayed puberty in children. So in order to understand normal puberty, we should start off with the Tanner stages. The Tanner stages are stages of pubertal development that we use to measure so that we can also talk about how developed a patient is in terms of their puberty. Let's go through the Tanner stages for boys. Tanner 1 is no pubic hair at all. Tanner 2 is the growth of pubic hair, typically just a few hairs, a countable number. Tanner 3 is easiest to remember as too many to count. If there's so many pubic hairs you couldn't count them, 50, 100, that's probably Tanner 3. Tanner 4 is when there is a full amount of pubic hair around the genitalia, but none that's going up the ramus or down onto the thighs. And Tanner 5 is the full adult amount of pubic hair. You can also notice that the penis is growing and the testicles are growing. That's to be expected. And there is an orchometer where you can actually measure size of testes. Girls progress in a similar manner. Tanner 1 is no pubic hair. Tanner 2 is scant pubic hair. Tanner 3 is too many to count. Tanner 4 is a full amount of pubic hair around the genitalia. And Tanner 5 is pubic hair with hair extending down the thighs or up the ramus. In girls, we also score breast development. These are also called Tanner stages. And to be clear, if a girl is Tanner 3 in her genitalia, that does not necessarily mean she is Tanner 3 in her breasts. Typically, the breasts develop a little bit earlier. Tanner 1 breast is a normal, flat, contiguous areola with the skin and no breast development at all. This typically stays this way until about the age of 10. Then a patient develops a slight mound and a widening of the areola. This usually happens between 10 and around 11 and a half. Then a child develops what we call mound on mound, where the breast bud is sitting on top of the underlying tissue. This typically happens around maybe 11 and a half to 13. Then the breast continues to grow a little bit further, develops further, the areola darkens a bit, and this typically happens around the age of 13 to 15. After 15, we typically expect the fully developed breast, which is Tanner 5. So let's look at some areas where things go wrong, where puberty isn't quite going as we would expect, and we might need to make an intervention. This is the first disorder that I would mention, which is really not a disorder, but a variation of normal. Here's a child who is 18 months of age. It's a girl. The mom has brought her in because she has begun growing breasts. And as I stated before, it's normal to be Tanner 2 around the age of 10, and this child's only 18 months of age. A full exam notes that the child has Tanner 2 breasts, but the genitalia are Tanner 1. In other words, there is no pubic hair at all. This child is growing and developing normal. The diagnosis here is benign premature thelarchy. This is a benign condition where children start growing breasts very early, but no other signs of puberty are evident. If this happens, there's actually nothing that needs to be done, simply reassurance. Here's an example of a child with benign premature thelarchy. You can see the breasts are starting to develop, but this child has no other sequelae of puberty. So it's a completely benign condition. Breast development is early. There is no genitalia development. Reassurance is indicated, and no testing is needed.
Okay, fathers, that was the last video. Another live stream today, fathers, another live stream. Just wanted to share this with you. And, hopefully I was able to provide and bring a clear understanding of some things to you fathers. And my goal is to get you engaged. One of the goals. Keep fathers engaged. Keep fathers informed. Okay, dads? So that is another live stream, fathers. I appreciate you for being present. I appreciate you for being available. Okay, dads, I live stream once a week. And you can catch me at Grow Dad YouTube channel, as you can see. Subscribe, like, share, fathers. Please subscribe, like, share all my videos, my live streams. I'm going to eventually reach my target audience of fathers. But I could help all fathers. Boys, girls, doesn't matter. This is what I do. This is how I get down. And I'm loving it. YouTube has been good to me. So I'm doing my thing here, fathers of daughters, as I continue to build capacity organically. I'm getting there. I won't have it any other way. Okay. Mi amigos. Hasta la semana que viene. Paz. Adios. Fathers. Till next week, I'm out. I will holla at you. You know the routine. Peace, fathers.